I wanted to discuss with the doctor something really important was on my mind.
Christine came in having had a tricky and rather unpleasant hospital experience.
He seemed to understand how I felt when I was in hospital. I think he said something like, that must have been very hard for you. It's been hard. And it was good to hear him say that.
You know, as a GP, you're into a series of some challenging discussions sometimes. And the phrase I find myself using is something like, I'm wondering if you'd like to talk about the future.
It was really helpful that he was totally honest.
And I usually check with people if they're okay if I'm honest with them, and virtually never do they say no. Some people will get to a point where they've had enough and I'd stop that. And so I'll keep checking, so do you want me to talk about this anymore? Because people have got a capacity for difficult stuff, and after someone to say, I've had enough now, and that's fine. And sometimes it might be non-verbal, but I didn't get that really with Christine, so I kept going.
I didn't know what the possibilities were. I made it clear that I didn't want to go back into hospital.
I was aware that something might be coming up, and that's why I've changed my practice a bit recently, and do tend to have PPC documents, preferred primary care documents at hand, so I can dish them out.
I didn't know anything about this form that I could fill in, so that everybody would know what my wishes were.
What sometimes happens is people fill it in draft and they say, well, shall I put this there, and we'll have a look through. And she would keep a copy at home, so she's got ownership over that.
When we discussed if I would want to be resuscitated, it was helpful when I asked, well, what specifically would they do, that he said that they would try and resuscitate me and I'd finish up back in hospital.
The challenging bit, I think, which is pretty true to what happens in so many consultations, is resuscitation. What do we do about that? In the community, if we shy away from that, then we can generate a lot of 999 calls with attempted resuscitation for people that don't want it.
I think I'm ready for a dignified and natural and peaceful, hopefully, death.
I would tend to use words like allow a natural death, or sometimes allow a dignified death, or allow a natural dignified death, to try and almost, you're gift wrapping the option of allowing somebody to have a death without resuscitation. And also point out that, yeah, we can try, but in reality we know the success rate for an out-of-hospital attempted resuscitation of somebody with severe heart disease, the outcome is invariably bad. So I try and be fairly realistic about that as well.
I've always found him very approachable, and I feel very relieved to be able to get this out in the open now.